book.
You covered 12. I covered.
Follow the show on Twitter at Boston versus the book.
How do you like them apples?
Bringing you the best insight on sports betting news, Matt and Dave's daily picks, and an entertaining and unfiltered dive into the sports betting industry. Here's Dave Sharapan and Matt Perrault.
And here we go.
Happy Tuesday, everybody. What's up? Welcome into the Bostonian versus the book. Dave Sharapan and Matt Perrault, the brigade. Good morning, good afternoon, depending on where you are, or good evening on Sports Grid. Let me just say at the top. Or what?
Or in England.
Or in England. Good morning.
They're watching it on primetime. Zach the Hat and the lacrosse team. They're all watching it at night.
Very cool. See yesterday's show for that reference, if you don't know what Dave's talking about.
Right.
Aaron Rodgers is not a Jet, by the way.
No.
Day number, whatever the hell it is. No Rodgers, no Jets. Just pointing that out. When is that deal getting done? Who the heck knows? But we got a lot of good stuff to get into today. Happy Tuesday, Dave. How are you?
I'm good. I'm most excited about the fact that you sent the rundown and there was not any NFL free agency talk or anything on there. Like, I'm nauseated already with the whole thing. I could give a shit less about most of it. It doesn't affect anything. We're a little bit different in that we're talking about the games that are going on right now and how things are being affected right now. So if you want to wait for NFL free agency, we ain't getting to it today. We've got other things we got to talk about.
I mean, we'll pass it along. If Aaron Rodgers gets traded today, we'll pass it along.
Well, no, of course we're going to, that we'll mention, but we're like going to break it down and, you know, who should the Cowboys go after? And
look, we don't need, I mean, the beautiful thing about, I guess I'll take responsibility for this because I can talk hockey now. You could always talk hockey. I really could. I couldn't talk hockey for a long time. And I wouldn't be able to talk about it in a intelligent way, but two, from a sports betting perspective, either I wouldn't have been able to. So this past, summer into the winter, I really decided that I was going to focus on hockey, take a look at hockey. And so hockey betting has been a big part of my day to day. So now I can.
I mean, let's be honest too. The Bruins are the best team in hockey, and you're really loving this. That they're.
I'm not betting the Bruins as much as you think, though. I mean,
I know, but you're talking about it, and you're watching the games, and it's fun because you're talking about.
I've been far more interested in the Wild first period unders. I've been far more interested in Edmonton team totals and Edmonton over. There's just certain Vancouver on the road betting over. And just teams that I'm not like intricately involved in their actual lines. Like you tell me who's on the fourth line of Vancouver, I have no idea.
No,
but I can tell you that Vancouver on the road is an insane team to the over, and I can tell you that the Wild have flipped from an under team to an over team, and like those are just things that I've been following from a numbers perspective. So now we're good till June. I mean, I can always talk the NBA, but now we got NHL hockey that we can carry us through, and we don't need to worry so much about all of the NFL stuff, which is what every other show needs to worry about. Because what are you going to talk about to get you to baseball season? Because really, it's opening day, and then no one gives a flip until Memorial Day.
Well, they're wrong about that too, because they've been wrong about this World Baseball Classic, and it's been absolutely electric. And we got big things happening tonight with that championship game. Konnichiwa, JC from KC. Thank you for that reminder. I didn't know the kid spoke Japanese. JC from KC speaks Japanese. Did you hear the call that we posted yesterday
I sent it to
Twitter? I know you sent it to me. I reposted it. And I said, listen, the yes on understanding or the no on understanding anything that the man said was minus 500,000. But yes to that video in baseball was minus 500,000. But then JC from KC came in and said, I swore I heard him amongst that celebration say, watch the Bostonian versus the book, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. I didn't know JC from KC spoke the Japanese. Thank you, sir.
It's very cool. Let's start right there. How good is Shohei Ohtani? Was there any doubt? It's 6-5. Ohtani leads off the top of the ninth. Top of the ninth, right?
Bottom.
Bottom of the ninth. So they get two runners on in the bottom of the eighth, and they only get one run. They're down by 2. Earlier in the game, newest Boston Red Sox, Yoshida, goes yard with the whitest teeth on the planet
On an inside pitch that he golfed out of there. You want to talk about golf and the Masters? We're going to talk about that shit too and stuff as it goes on. But like, are you kidding me? Like, he hit that pitch out. They were
3-run
done.
dong.
They were
3-0. Yep.
Point.
3-run dong. Mexico comes back, scores 5-3. They're up by 2. Bottom 8, they only get 1 run. You know, Japan could have scored a couple of runs there, only scored 1. Mexico couldn't do anything in the top, and then you have Otani leading off the top of the bottom of the 9th. Double, maybe could have gone for a triple, gets a double, stops.
He was a tying run. He got to stop. He can't get thrown out of third. That's the end of the game.
So he stops, and they wind up getting a walk-off single to win the game 6-5 to set up the game tonight. Japan's really good, are they not?
Yeah, I mean, they were the favorite going in. Them and the USA were the favorite going in. So
yeah,
the way the bracket went, knew they wouldn't meet either one of those teams until the semi, and then either USA or Venezuela or the other Dominican Republic, who was beaten before that. So I don't know, man. It was awesome. The whole thing has been just really fun to watch. There's got to be a way to make sure that the integrity of this continues because the players want to play in this. They want to be there. Like, you can tell. I mean, it was fun. And I guess, that's what everybody's talking about, is to see Shohei play meaningful games, to see Mike Trout play meaningful games. It's fun to see any meaningful baseball. When you see great players playing meaningful baseball, it's elevated, man. That's sports. It's awesome.
Yeah, I think it's the people who are calling for this to be played in November. I think you're dumb. I think it's perfectly aligned. It fits in the calendar perfectly, in my opinion, because look, you don't want to go up against the
when is a better time to do this?
They say November. They say people are saying
November.
After the baseball year is over, do it in the southern states in November. Do it in a dome in November
when everybody's arm and stuff is tired.
Yeah, and everyone's watching football.
That's not a good idea.
It's an awful idea.
That's a good. Okay,
no, it's a horrible idea, and people are saying send it to Japan because they care about this more than we do, and I think that's wrong too.
The boys in the chat right now have just put in Sonic. Just put in join the brigade in looks like Japanese letters, and JC from KC just put in hit the like button, the subscribe button, and tell a friend. He put it all in Japanese. Look at this chat. It says it in Japanese.
Wow. How about that?
I didn't know we got guys that spoke it. That's great.
It's really cool. So tonight, the number last night was -115, -105. It has spiked as expected. Anybody betting
they
Japan?
Just floated that number out there because they didn't know who the other side was going to be.
What do you mean?
And they didn't know.
No, they knew last night. They knew. I saw it last night. It was Team USA versus Team Japan. The number was up at FanDuel. It was -115, -105.
After the matchup was determined?
Yeah, after the game was over.
Oh, that must have flashed because the first number I saw was 35.
Oh, no, it was 115. I swear on my life. It was 115. Team USA -115, 9.5 the total.
Oh, they must have put the number in wrong. Like, I don't know what that number was.
Just got bet up. Just all those
numbers. No, that didn't get bet up. That was the wrong number. It was just too light. Team USA couldn't have been -115.
They were.
Wow, that's incredible.
I mean,
it didn't last long.
Yeah, it was that only place that had it up was FanDuel. Nobody else had it up.
Yeah.
No one in Vegas had it up. I went looking for it in Vegas. It wasn't up. It wasn't up at DraftKings. It wasn't up at Caesars. It wasn't up at BetMGM, but it was up at FanDuel right after the game was over. FanDuel put it up, and it was quickly adjusted or bet up to 135 or 132 for Team Japan. Total goes from 9.5 to 10.5. Am I wrong to think the under might be the play?
Oh, good luck with that.
I mean,
yeah, I don't want under. I didn't want under last night. I don't want under tonight. Darvish is supposed to start. Obviously, Shohei is available.
He's going to pitch my gut tells me he comes in the 4th.
Maybe.
Or they save him for the 7, 8, 9. One of the two.
Yeah, it's all. I mean, if you save him and you're trailing, what are you saving him for?
Right.
Like, that's the hard decision when you face as a manager. When do you put him in? if it's close, if you're leading, obviously you definitely put him in. But if Darvish is humming, why do you take him out? You let him run his pitch count up and just go until he can't go no more if he's dealing. So it's going to be awesome. I already told it. Listen, it was chaos this morning with the rain. There's raining in Vegas. It's cold. Everybody's trying to move cars. I'm running late because everybody slept in because the sun wakes us up. When you live in Vegas, the sun just comes up and you're like, oh, it's time to get up. Well, there's no sun today. It's low clouds, dark. It looks like Boston. It looks like Pittsburgh. Everybody slept in. The last thing I said to all of them as they were leaving the house was the game starts at 4:00 today. So I'll be on the air, but like if you guys want to go somewhere and watch the game, I recommend that. If you're going to stay home, watch the game. I'm recording the game. Because, I mean, I don't know about you. I was glued to it yesterday. There was other shit going on. I was glued to it.
It was the only really good game on last night, to be honest. I mean, there's some hockey games I was watching. I had bets on hockey that I was paying attention to, but most of the bets that I had placed were already decided by the time the game was in the 4th inning. So I watched basically the 5th inning on. It was awesome.
I in-gamed a couple things yesterday. I got punched in the mouth twice. Like, I thought the Sixers minus 120, the best CLV in the world. They lose in double overtime.
Right.
The Knicks minus 140. They were 9.5-point favorites against Minnesota, closed 9. I was like, I saw them. The game was, they were up 2. They were up 3. It was minus 140. I played it. They end up losing. And then Sacramento was down the whole game. I
almost bet that. I stopped myself from that. I was like,
was a plus.
You weren't going to lose this game.
Plus 150.
And
like they were 7-point favorites to close the game. I took plus 150. So I had a triple smash CLV can night. I was watching stuff. And then after the baseball game, I don't know if you watched Edmonton play hockey. I mean, with the announcer, it's the best show. Connor McDavid and Draisaitl and Nurse, and like they fly. And it's just fun to watch if you really like hockey. Start watching Edmonton games as we go to the playoffs because I still think that they can win the Western Conference.
They can't play this way. No, not the way they're playing. They can't give up 3 goals. They can't give up 3 goals a night. Not in the playoffs. Can't do it.
They're going to have to play this way to beat Colorado. Colorado's tremendous. I mean, Colorado looked like they were singing your song last night at Colorado. Why were they doing that?
I don't know. It's they think all the small things are all in Blink 182. I don't know. They're all in on it. I like it. I mean, it's unique in ways. It's an anthem, but it's their anthem. That's fine. But if Cale Makar keeps on getting hurt, they're not winning the cup again. Keeps on getting hurt. Kid can't stay healthy. I mean, he's the best defenseman in the game, and he's got to stay on the ice, and he can't stay on the ice. So every time he gets nicked up, I'm like, okay, that's another problem for them because he's not going to make it through the playoffs.
Yeah, the West. I was looking at the West odds last night, and I was talking about it with a couple people. I don't know. I got caught up really, really watching Edmonton the second and third period and the overtime.
Mm-hmm.
NHL overtime is the best. I mean, I don't know. It took them so long to get to this point.
Except how they finish it.
With the shootouts, it is what it is. There's got to be a better way. But the 3-on-3, I mean, it is.
Yeah, it's awesome. Just play it until someone scores. Just
flying. It's so much fun. Yeah, the baseball took precedence over all of it.
Somebody made the opinion. Would you be okay with this? For every overtime, you lose 2 skaters.
Whoa. What do you mean? So we're playing
3-on-3, 2-on-2, 1-on-1.
No, 1-on-1 becomes the shootout. What the hell is that?
No, well, it's 1-on-1 basically, but it's just to end it. It's 1-on-1, one guy versus the goaltender. So it's just basically going back and forth, and one guy skates and one guy's on, and you'll get a goal eventually. They're just breakaways, but it's more in the play. It's actually a game. It's not a straight breakaway where everyone's stopped and staring. 2-on-2.
A lot of bad ideas. That's one of them.
Oh, I like that idea way more. That's hockey more than shootouts. 2 worst rules in sports: ghost runners and shootouts.
You're wrong about the ghost runners.
Manufactured bullshit. It's what it is.
It's
fake.
The ghost runners is awesome.
Ghost
it ends the game.
Sucks.
We need that. And a shootout ends the game. I'm not saying
that sucks too. They both suck. Play the game right.
We need to fix the point system in the NHL. 3 points for regulation win, 2 points for an overtime win, and you don't get nothing when you lose. You don't. I mean, it was 1 point thing. What are you doing?
That's weird.
Incentivize them.
I will give that. I'll give you that, but it's, I don't know. I'm okay with the 1 point. 3-2-1's not bad. I don't mind that. 3-2-1. That's okay to do that. It's
Yeah.
the record book's out the window.
Well, I know, but it'll separate. Like all these clumped together. That's what they want, because there's a lot of teams that are faking as playoff teams right now that aren't.
Right.
Penguins being one of them.
Yeah.
Whatever that was. I mean, they shot 52 shots yesterday. They got goalied last night. What are you going to do? You can't do anything about that. But yeah, the baseball's precedence today. I was almost on a flight to Miami last night.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
They said, if we get you a flight and a ticket, will you come? And I said, yes. So I called their bluff. They didn't come through. I said, yes. And no.
So we'll stay with baseball here for just 1 second.
Yes.
Because I'm going to be honest. I love what's going on tonight. I love watching this game. I'm very nervous about the upcoming first 2 months of the season. Baseball's already getting ready to change the rules.
Oh, don't get me started. I saw this on a rundown. Hold on. Let me get my glasses. Go ahead.
They're already getting ready to change the rules.
Why?
Because they don't like the rule changes that they've made. The Player Association has already brought this up to the commissioner's office, and the competition committee is already reviewing this before we go to spring training, before we leave spring training, rather, and start the season. Guys, it's March 21st.
21st.
The year starts in 9 days.
9 days.
We're going to start playing around with the rule book now?
No.
Uh-oh. I don't like this one bit. Now,
I don't even like them talking about it. What are you doing?
It's ticky-tack. I'll give you that. Okay. What they're now mad about, and the spring training games have been cut by 25 minutes. People, I think, will be in favor of that. But the 15-second pitch timer is too constricting when nobody's on base. So they want a longer period of time for the pitcher to be able to throw with no one on base. I don't understand this, because when no one's on base, you should be fucking going faster, not slower. So if you don't have to worry about somebody at first base, what the fuck are you taking so much time for? Why are you bitching about this? This infuriated me. I get when you got somebody on first base and it's a big moment and you want to keep their runner close, so you're going to hold the ball longer and draw it out. I get that. But if nobody's on base, get the ball and throw the ball. Like,
throw the ball.
I am against the players on this, asking for more time for pitchers with nobody on base. On base, I'll listen. Nobody on base, I'm not listening. This is a stupid idea. 15 seconds, get the ball and go.
You don't really listen much anyway, but go ahead. Continue.
Second, what they want. Hitters should get slightly more time and shouldn't need to be in the box to, quote, alert the pitcher with 8 seconds left on the timer. Now, these are all rules we haven't seen yet. Okay, so I know for some of you guys, you're like, what are you talking about? I get this. You're going to see this at opening day, okay?
Yeah.
Pitchers have to be on the rubber. Batters have to be in the box at a certain time on the pitch clock. They've been doing it all spring.
Yeah.
But you're going to start to see balls and strikes getting called on pitchers and on batters when they're not in the appropriate place when they're supposed to be. So they want to change to that.
It's very hard to police. This is all bullshit. Like, this is like, is he looking? Is he in? Is he ready?
Well, in the box and on the rubber are pretty easy to police, though. That's pretty simple.
Get on a rubber. Yeah. Get in the box. Then when the pitch clock starts, go.
The players who are involved in a defensive play to end a half inning should get extra time if they're leading off the next half inning.
Oh, God.
I might listen to that, but that's really complicated. To ask a fan to figure that out, that's kind of complicated. Like, wait, okay, so he made the out, and so he's leading off, so he gets 20 seconds versus 15 seconds.
Listen, this is a problem. Like, even like I'm seeing it with the big Sig Kylie and her games. Like, the umpires are watching them, and when a right fielder is across the dugout, like on the third base side, they got to run in on the last out, get in there, get their gloves, get their helmet, and get in the box. The ump's like, you got to go. Let's go. It's a sprint in, get your stuff, get your things when you're the leadoff. The worst is when it's the catcher, because they got to run in, get all undressed, and get all this stuff, put everything where it goes, get your helmet on, and then, oh yeah, I'm ready to hit. It's 98. Like, whoa. Hold on. Let me breathe. Let me catch my fucking breath. And it's not even hot outside yet. Wait till it's 100 and I'm dying and I got to walk in and get water in between. So it has to be common sense,
Yeah,
right? At
it's
some
fair.
point, common sense has to fucking prevail.
Fair.
That's life. Like,
Fair.
it doesn't need to be all of this,
Right.
but you can't be changing all this shit when you haven't even seen it in practice
Right. Right.
other than fucking Arizona and Florida spring training games.
With non-minor leaguers playing the majority of the minutes
Right.
in the pitches. And the final is that hitters should be allowed more than one timeout per plate appearance.
Oh, we're gonna start with the timeouts. I mean, seriously.
You get
Like, I
one
don't
right
wanna
now.
keep
It's all you
track of the
get is
timeouts.
one. It's all you get is one timeout per plate appearance. They want more than one. And then it's like, as you start to roll the rules back, you start to just go back to the way that the game was. So
Which is what this World Baseball Classic is. There's no clocks.
right.
There's shifts all over the place.
Yeah. Yep.
It's been pretty good.
Again,
Alright.
baseball is trying to market itself to people who are never going to like baseball. And until baseball figures that out,
Right?
until they figure out that baseball people like baseball. And I don't care the average age. I don't care where they're located. I don't care if it's mostly men who are in their upper 40s. I don't care. Do people watch? The answer is yes. Do people buy tickets? The answer is yes. And you're going to play with the game for TV because you're so nervous about your next TV deal that you're going to end up crushing the sport because you're too heavy-handed.
Do you think
with
that's
these
what
rules.
this is all about? This is about the TV?
100%. This is about TV.
It's literally just to speed up the game so they can get it packaged in the TV time that they need to
They want a
package it.
3-hour window. Yeah, football
That's
can
it.
tell you
Right.
3 hours to 3 hours and 30 minutes. There's a window. Here you go. That's going to go in your clock. Pre-game
Right.
show, post-game show.
So
It fits in. Yeah.
that's what they're doing with the NFL too, a little bit.
Yep.
With trying to move the clock on non-first downs, all this other stuff, trying to speed it up because it is too long. I mean, that's too long.
Football?
Oh, the college football games this past couple years have just been 4.5 hour,
I don't care.
mini docudramas.
I know. I
it's
don't
too
care.
much.
I mean, to me, sports became popular for a reason. People like
Right.
them. People enjoy them. No one. I've never watched a baseball game in my life and gone, what if we just completely manufactured everything and changed everything around in this game that's been awesome for 2-2 for 8 innings? What if we just decided to play around with it to make it go faster? I like the game. I want to watch the game. High drama. I get it. Some teams suck. Okay. So if I'm in the middle of the summer and I'm
Right.
watching the Diamondbacks take on the Twins and I don't give a flip, and it's a 4-hour game,
Mm.
I may go home early. Okay, I get that. They're trying to stop that because the
Right.
high leverage games are more fun. And so it's not for those games. Those games have eyeballs. It's for the games that no one's paying attention to when the Rangers are playing the Mariners and no one's paying attention to it. Okay, I get all that.
Wow, you're throwing a lot of darts at a lot of different teams here. Rangers, Mariners shots. You took a shot at the Twins and the Diamondbacks.
Just
Like,
people don't care.
they do care. What do you mean? Those people
outside
care.
of Minnesota and outside of Arizona, no one cares.
Sometimes you can't control how the game goes.
Correct, but they
If
want
it,
to.
like Sunday, it was 6-1 Columbus, Golden Knights.
Right.
You think people left early? Damn right they did. It
Well,
was 6-1 midway
eh.
through the third period. I'm leaving.
I know,
I'm
but
done.
Vegas is a tougher thing because the whole game's a party.
Well,
That's
fine,
fun.
but there was
When
a
it's
lot of empty
6-1,
ones.
it's
I mean,
fun to
when
be
it's
there because
6-1, it's like boom.
it turned into just an even bigger party when it's 6-1
Yeah.
because people start betting in game as people start seeing how many goals they're going to score. And, the environment at T-Mobile Arena is, I don't care what the score is. If it's like that, people have a ball with it. So the over hits, everyone's cheering because the over hits and blah, blah,
Right.
blah. But I mean, it's the boring teams that have a tough time drawing fans that they're worried about because, teams like
So
Oakland.
because the games are faster, it translates into people watching more or going to the games more? I don't
No,
think
it
it
translates
does.
into TV wanting to air them more.
Oh, because that's working out real well with all the Bally Sports and all that other regional sports networks. That's working out real well. Maybe just leave the game alone. That's where
Agreed.
we'll leave it at that.
I agree. Leave it alone, but they're not going to. They're going to keep on playing with it. So, okay. What is the fastest Dave Sharapan's ever been pulled over speeding? In
You
your
go
life?
first. Because I know you're faster than me, so I don't want to.
I'm actually not that bad. I'm pretty good at.
You're triple digits.
No, never in my life. Fastest is 95. 95 and a 75. I got pulled over.
Are you serious?
Swear on my life.
Fuck.
Remember, I have
I
radar.
would've lost everything on this.
I
bet.
have radar.
I saw this on a rundown. I was like, listen, put it in the chat. Who got pulled over going faster, Matt or Dave?
Oh,
Put it in the chat right
yeah.
now. They know your number.
95. Yeah.
95.
Now, that's not the fastest I've driven on a road. That's the fastest I've been caught doing. I have radar detectors. I have ways of making sure I don't get pulled over. So just
your number's
FYI.
95.
95 and a 75 is my record. 20 mile per hour over the speed limit is the biggest.
Massachusetts?
No, here.
Vegas?
Oh, Nevada.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh my.
So I had to go pay in some podunk little tiny town that I had to go. I didn't go back. I just mailed the ticket in. I just paid it. It was like, here you go.
Wow. You just sent it in.
Because I mean, I was dead to rights and I didn't want to go all the way back to with some small little town. I didn't know where I was. I was like a state trooper pulled me over. I was doing 95 and a 75. And so I had to go ahead and do it.
Well, what's the fastest you ever drove a car?
Oh, 130.
On a street or on a racetrack?
On a highway.
130?
Yeah. Downhill, going from between Utah and St. George, you know the drive. Or Vegas and St. George, you know the drive. You come up and you go down, and it's the elevated down where it's a 2-lane highway on either side, and it's down off the mountain. Impossible for the cops to be there. Took a Lexus sports car, $130 downhill.
Are you serious?
Oh, I literally felt like I was going 10 miles an hour. It was nothing. Car could have done 170. I had Madeline in the back seat, so I didn't want to go faster than 130. Touched 130 and stopped.
Fastest I've ever driven is 112.
Okay.
I remember that because I got a little bit uncomfortable. I was like, man, I'm going way too fast. This car could go 180.
Yeah.
I got to slow down.
There's no real difference between 112 and 130, by the way. There's no real
No,
difference.
the difference from 100 to 110 is very noticeable on each mile an hour as you go up. I
really?
thought. And then when I got to 112, I was like, all right, I got to slow the fuck down.
How old? What year was the car? Do you remember?
It was a pretty new. It was a new Lexus.
Because like the new ones, the 2023s, 2022s, there's no difference. Like you can't feel it. It's insane.
Yeah, no, this was the kids were little, so this was probably 10 years ago.
Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah. Then you're feeling because the car starts rattling. Like
there was no rattle. It was going way too comfortable. But the fastest I got pulled over going was on the drive back to Arizona from Vegas. 3 days before I was leaving for Curacao in 1997. We had gone to see Penn State play Texas in the Fiesta Bowl. Came up to Vegas to blow it out for 48 to 72 hours. And then we're driving back. I'm flying back to Pittsburgh and I'm getting on a plane to go live in the Caribbean and book the games. And I'm trying to be, while I'm here, I'm trying to just be smart. Like, you don't need to get in no trouble and you got to just don't blow all your money before you go.
Right.
We're driving back after a very long 48 hours. And I'm following my buddy in the car number 2. And we were on a part. You've done the drive now to Arizona.
Yep.
It's the one lane on each side, but it's the middle of the night and there ain't nobody around. He's flying, and I go to my friend Norm, who's in the passenger seat. I said, man, why is he going so fast? Like, he's really sped up. So I went behind him, like, because we didn't have, I knew the way, but whatever. Out of nowhere came the cops. Two of them.
Oh.
And I was like, oh, no. Well, they went after him first, and I got in the left lane, and I was like, oh, cool. I think they got him. And my buddy goes, keep going, keep going. And out of nowhere came a car behind me with the lights. And I was like, and I said, I'm pulling over. And I pulled over and got in that rough part of the dirt and all this other stuff. The kid in the back seat jumped up and said, what the shit just happened? It was like, did we wreck? I'm like, no, the cops. This guy made us get out of the car and said he was taking us to jail.
Yeah.
It was freezing outside. It was January. It must have been 28 degrees. And I'm in a t-shirt. And I wanted to ask him if I could get a sweatshirt or a jacket on. But I said, I better not, because if I go to jail, they ain't going to care whether I'm wearing a shirt or not. And the big joke with all my college buddies from Penn State was he must have called me Sharapan like 8 times. He said, "Listen, Mr. Sharapan,"
That's your
and I
new
wanted to
nickname,
say
Sharpie.
I wanted to say it's Sharapan, sir, but I couldn't, and my
Nope.
buddy started talking, like,
Oh,
"Officer, we're gonna," and I wanted to
no.
go, "Listen,
Stop talking.
I'm gonna kill him for you, officer. Shut the fuck up." And this guy said after he pretended to call the jail, whether he did or not, he
Right.
came back from the car and said, "There's not room in the jail tonight, boys. It's your lucky day.
Whoa.
But you get the reckless driving charge." You trumped it all up, ticketed us for 95. He said if he ticketed us for he clocked me 98, he said. And he had to clock my buddy over 100. He said that was anything over 95 is jail. He said, "I
Oh, yeah.
wrote you
In
95.
Arizona.
I'm calling ahead." He made us give us our addresses in Arizona. He goes, "I'm calling ahead and telling them your 2 car descriptions. If you get caught speeding between here and there, you're both going to jail." I drove
Yeah.
I drove to the next gas station, and we went to the bathroom, and me and my buddy Shoop went in. He was the driver of the other car, and he was standing at the urinal, and I was standing at the urinal, and he goes, "Hey, man, I'm sorry. I was just wanted to get home." I'm like, "It's okay." I said, "I really wish you woulda just stopped talking." He's like, "But," I go, "Do me a favor, stop talking right now. Stop talking right now." Finished peeing, got back in the car, and I threw the keys at hit Norman. I said, "You're driving the rest of the way home." He drove at 11 and 2, 10
Oh,
and
yeah.
2,
White
like
knuckle.
this, 55 miles an hour the whole rest of the way home. It
My
took like 8 hours to get home. It
my
was
best
terrible.
story, I'll tell it quickly. My best pulling over story happened in college. I got pulled over doing 88 in a 60
By yourself?
overnight. No, overnight coming back from the NCAA tournament from Atlanta to Amherst, Mass. We were driving through the night to get home. So we didn't have enough money to pay for the hotel room after UMass lost.
Perfect.
So we had to come back because they said, "Hey, UMass lost. You have to come back. We're not going to pay for the station's like, we're not going to pay student radio. We're not paying for the station for you guys to stay over an extra night. You got to come home tonight." So UMass loses to St. Louis in the NCAA tournament. We drove down, stayed over, had the game, had to come right back. So we drove 10 hours down to the game, had to drive 12 hours back. Overnight in North Carolina, I am
Oh,
hauling, okay,
oh.
going 85 and a 60. Lights come
With
on
mass plates?
with mass plates,
Oh, no.
get pulled over. Cop comes over. He's like, "Where are you boys from?" We're
That's the
like,
worst question when you're from up north
"Oh,
from
yeah,
down south.
we're from Massachusetts. You might want to be telling me what you three are doing in North Carolina." And I say, "Sir, we're going from coming back from Atlanta, going to the NCAA from the NCAA tournament." And he goes, "All right, son, get out of the car." I'm like, okay. I get out of the car. He goes, "Do me a favor." He goes, "Go sit in the front seat of the car." Go sit
Of his
in
car?
of his car. I'm thinking I'm done. I'm like, I am done. Sit down. He looks at me and he's like, "You been drinking?" And I said, "No, sir." I go, "We're just trying to get home. We just watched the NCAA tournament game. We just called it on radio for a student station." He goes, "You're a broadcaster." I said, "Yeah." I go, we're student radio and UMass lost." He goes, I just watched that game." And I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "You guys look pretty good. You guys got a hard fought loss there." I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "All right, help me with the rest of the bracket." Literally, he went through the rest of the bracket, telling me who did what, who did this, talking college basketball for this cop for 15 minutes in the front seat of the car. Duke, North Carolina, ACC, all different things.
Yeah.
Looks back and says, "You want to do me a favor and slow the hell down the rest of the way home? Get out of here." Get back in my car, and I went. State troopers love their college basketball, baby. I got back in the car. The two kids I was with were like, "What happened?" I was like, "You just want to talk college basketball." He's like, "No." I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "What's the ticket?" It's like, "Nothing. You just said slow down."
Oh, you're so
So wherever
lucky.
that trooper is in North Carolina, thank you, because I really didn't want to get a ticket in a rental
Yeah.
car.
Statute of limitations are done now,
Oh,
so we
yeah.
can talk about this. I thought I was going to jail 3 days before I was leaving for the
Oh,
Caribbean.
could you imagine that?
I was like, "This
Your whole
can't
thing.
be. Like, this can't be." I was so nervous. Yeah, I said we tell the story to this day. We pulled into a gas station, and I went to the bathroom,
Yeah.
and somebody had puked all over the bathroom, and they didn't clean it. So I
Oh,
went into the gas station to tell the guy to clean it,
right.
and I didn't know there were 15 people in line waiting because his cash register credit card machine went down.
Brutal.
So we're in the middle of we're like in Kingman,
Yeah.
and I go, and as I came out of the bathroom, I'm like, "You guys aren't gonna believe this. They didn't clean the bathroom. I almost threw up." And they're like, "Tell the guy to turn the thing on because we can't get gas." So I just walk in innocently. I go, "Hey, can you turn the pump 8 on?" And he goes, "I'm trying. Look, what do you think all these people are doing?" And I go,
Sorry.
"Hey, buddy, fucking relax." And I walk outside, and they're like, "What's wrong?" I'm like, "We gotta go to the next gas station. Let's go." Oh, it's fucking hilarious. So puking, gas not working. It's a good story.
Alabama's freshman defensive back Tony Mitchell got pulled over doing 141 miles per hour.
What is he doing? What is
Don't
he
know.
doing?
But that's not the story. The story is what Nick Saban said publicly during this press conference about why is Tony Mitchell now suspended from the football team. Now, if you remember, Brandon Miller was not suspended for having an involvement in a murder. Brought a gun, handed it to a guy. The guy handed the gun to the killer who shot a 23-year-old woman, killed her. Nate Oates is the head coach of Alabama basketball. He said, my player, it was a case of being at the wrong place at the wrong time.
Yeah.
That's a direct quote from Nate Oates.
Right.
At the press conference, he had to apologize for it. Nick Saban, quote, everybody's got an opportunity to make choices and decisions. There's no such thing as being in the wrong place at the wrong time.
I love it.
That's called a flex as to who's running the Alabama sports department. That's Nick Saban telling Nate Oates, hey, dude, that's not how we do things around here.
I said, I read that quote in the article in the rundown. I sent it to 2 people already, my wife and one other person, and said, here's a mantra for life we can keep reminding the kids about every day. There's no, the part that I took directly was, let's see. Yeah, there's no such thing in being in the wrong place at the wrong time. You've got to be responsible for who you're with, who you are around, and what you do, who you associate yourself with, and the situations that you put yourself in. Hello.
Yep.
Hello.
He's right, but it's also a direct shot at the head coach of the number 1 team in the
country.
Kind of
is. It kind of is.
It's a direct shot at Nate Oates.
It kind of is.
Who happens to be on campus, who happens to be the number 1 seed, who very well might win the national championship in basketball.
Yeah.
And Alabama's got a little bit of an issue on their hands all of a sudden. I love this. Now, Nick Saban's never going to cow down to anybody. Nick Saban doesn't answer to anybody.
No.
But basketball's getting a lot of shine right now. Basketball's getting a lot of run. Nick Saban just wanted to remind everybody as to who exactly is the man on campus.
Yeah, we're a football school.
Yeah. Don't forget really where our bread is buttered.
Yeah.
This basketball thing is cute. You know who I am, right?
Leg Show magazine came in and said, disagree with Saban. A lot of innocent people in jail for being at the wrong place. That is true. That's true. But you put yourself in that place, right? A lot of times you got to be very careful. And
look, the best line is
all the time is you got to be careful who you're with.
Show me your friends and I'll show you your future.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh.
So if you're running with those people and you get wrapped up in that stuff, I'm not saying it's your fault, but it kind of is your fault.
Right. Yeah.
So if you got kids, that's the best thing you can tell a 12-year-old, 13-year-old, 14-year-old. Hey, who you running with? Look at your friends. Where are they going? Do they push you? Do they make you better? Do they improve you? Do they want the best for you? I'll tell you right now, my high school friends did not. And my future, people all looked at me and rightfully so, questioned me left and right about what I was going to turn out to be. Now, I always knew where I was going. I always knew I was different than my friends. I always knew that I was going to find my way to something and they were most likely not. But I had guilt by association from basically age 14 to 17 I had people who all the time would look at me and lump me into a bad group and be like, you're running with the people that are going to take you down. And I was like, no, I was like, I see the good in people. They're like, yeah, do they see the good in you? Because I don't see that. They're not helping
Right.
you. They're hurting you.
Right. Yeah,
So,
that's like grandpap wisdom, that's grandma wisdom, that's like great aunt wisdom telling you when you're a teenager and you're like, it's I got it, like whatever. But now that I got teenagers,
mhm,
I was always, I mean, I'm the oldest of 5. There was always enough action at my own house. Like I didn't need a lot of that other stuff. So I was able to have friends, but most of the time, I did a lot of shit by myself. Like when I went to Curacao, I
mm,
was by myself a
mm,
lot. I
mm.
learned a lot about that. And as you become an adult and responsibility, it's more evident than ever. But we got a lot of young single guys that watch
Yeah.
the show, listen to the show. Just make good choices, boys and girls.
Well, look, I
And
mean, anger is a nasty thing. I carried anger for a long time.
oh
I
yeah,
mean, I was
yeah,
mad for a
yeah,
long, long time.
yep,
I was
yep,
mad at
yep.
my parents. I was mad at where I was raised. I was mad at, the lack of opportunities that I had based, versus my friends. My father was not a great dad. he
Right.
was he was a rough dude. I mean, I watched him throw plates at my mom's head. So I had a lot of things going in my life that really pissed me off for a long time. And it took
Mhm.
me a long time. I was just mad. I was mad at everyone. And
Right.
so I wanted to take it out on everybody and everyone who wanted good things from me. I was like, yeah, I'm going to go run with these people. Watch what happens, what we're going to do. Right.
Right.
I mean, I had a friend of mine got shot and killed in high school. Like I was running with people that was not great. And coming out of that and realizing that I was only hurting myself. Like I was doing this, I was mad, but the anger was only eating at me. So
Right.
many young, mad, there's so many young adults, mostly males, who are pissed at the world. And when you come to that moment, that crossroads of like realizing that your anger is only hurting yourself, it's a pretty big moment in your life when you
Yep.
realize to drop that, not to sound religious, but to drop that cross that you're carrying, you drop that and a lot of things can change in your life quickly.
I
So,
mean, it doesn't go away when you become an adult either. There's a lot of
no.
people that are in bad jobs, bad bosses, bad relationships, whatever, and they're just fighting it and they're angry and they're, doing a lot of things. Austin just came in and said, "What does that say about me hanging in here with all you DJs?" It's not a bad, I mean, it's kind
The
of a valid
valid
point.
fucking question, my friend.
The-
Welcome to the
It's
brigade.
Yeah, I
Yes.
mean, this is what we do. I mean, we're not judging. We're just
No.
everybody got something in common, and or maybe not. You come and enjoy the show and chat with each other, and then get in the Discord. What's the Discord
Everything in
again, by the way?
moderation.
What's the Discord?
BVBshow.com.
bvbshow.com.
Yes.
So
Everything in moderation. It's been my mantra for
yeah,
years.
yeah.
Gambling in moderation, drinking in moderation, other things in moderation. Food.
Including title fights. You got to have
Food.
title fights in
I don't
moderation.
know. Laura Pippen says she slept with Scotty 4 times a night for for a 23-year marriage. It's pretty good, man.
I'm impressed with Scotty's stamina. That's pretty good.
It's a lie, but
Oh,
23 times. I mean, 4 times a night for 23 years or whatever the hell it was. And now she's with Michael Jordan's kid.
what?
You didn't know that? Yeah. Laura Pippen now is dating Michael Jordan's son.
What? I mean,
Yeah, exactly. Yes, that's the appropriate reaction. What? Wait, what? Yes, that's the appropriate reaction.
Scotty better just take some deep breaths. Like, I mean, that's mad. I got to be a little mad. No,
Michael, Scotty, both. Yeah. There's already bad blood there to begin with.
I mean, you gotta, yeah. Like, I mean, what are you doing, man?
Last dance high.
Of
There's already.
all the people, like,
Yep.
this is where you shoot your shot
Yep.
to Junior. You
Yep.
got a Junior.
Yep.
Listen, bro, come on. Wow, that's interesting.
It's a word
Like
for
you
it.
like to say, that's interesting.
It's a word for it. Speaking of interesting, we talked about this at the end of the show. You wanted this at the top of the show, so we'll get to it now.
Yes.
Maine has a new sports betting. We'll call it a bill, even though it's kind of like not a bill,
This is definitely not a bill.
that would allow the tribes in the state to take 60% of the revenue that will
Let's
be
just
bet
make sure you did not say 1616. You said 6060.
60 cents of every dollar would go to the state and the tribes. from the operators.
What the?
That's a pretty one-sided agreement, is it not?
60%. I don't know any business that would say, you know what, sign me up for this. This is a great idea, let alone a slim margin business like a sports book business. What in the world are we saying with this bill?
Maine has Maine's tribes have no gaming experience, by the way. They've never had a casino. They've never had a sports book. They've never had anything.
And they went at him with a 60%. Listen, you people in Maine, all three of you that may watch the show, okay? All three of you.
And they're all in my family.
That's fine.
Yes.
All right? The Perraults that are in Maine, get in touch with one of the tribes and tell them to reach out. Reach out to Matt at Sports Talk Matt, because his DMs are open, and you people all keep going to him to then get a meeting with both of us, which is fine. Or text me or something at SportsBKConsig, and we'll discuss this. You overshot a little bit with the 60%.
Just a little.
Just a little bit too much. I mean, it's basically telling me, and I said this yesterday on the show, I'll say it again. It's telling me that the state doesn't want it. Like, here, we'll do sports betting. Yeah, we'll do it. We'll put it on the ballot. It's 60%. Operators, come on in. Because if I'm the operator, I go, we're not going there. We don't need to go there. There ain't that many people there. And at 60% of anything, I'm not doing it.
Here's how the law reads. The fee paid by an operator to management services licensees may not exceed 30% of the operator's adjusted gross wagering receipts, except that the director may approve a contract authorizing the management services licensee to receive up to 40% of the operator's adjusted gross sports wagering receipts if the director determines that the management services licenses has demonstrated that the fee is commercially reasonable given the management services licensees' capital investments and operators' projected revenues. This is gobbledygook. Like, this is the most insane. I read this. I was like, what the hell are we talking about? What are we doing?
It amazes me. I was this close to going to law school, this close. And then I realized that the rest of my life would be reading bullshit like that.
$4,000 for a facility license, $200,000 for a mobile license, $40,000 for a management service providers and suppliers license in Maine. They're proposing even stricter advertising rules around marketing, worse than Massachusetts. They would essentially ban any promotional advertising other than an operator's platform or app, and would only allow for TV advertising during live events on the channel that the event is being broadcasted on. Operators would not be allowed to use any celebrities in advertising, and promotional credits would
We got a shot.
And promotional credits would not be deductible.
Oh.
Yep.
Wow.
Yep.
So one of the lawyers that wrote this was thinking ahead, like, hey, we can say all this stuff.
Yeah, in addition to no celebrities, the rule goes a step further than even the most stringent states, which is generally being banned using celebrities that would apply to minors, but others allow it. The proposed rules go well beyond the scope of Massachusetts and are clearly out of line with other jurisdiction, according to an executive at a major operator. Essentially, like, you can't use anybody famous.
We got a shot. They'll use us. We could do the BVB. We should just do the book.
Out of Maine?
The BVB book. We'll go open this shit up and let everybody bet there. We got brigade people all over promoting it for us.
My family's all in Maine.
Nobody's famous. We'll go to the shows from the
Portland Lobster Company. We'll go to the Portland Lobster Company.
Perfect.
In Portland, Maine.
We'll do Tuesdays for lunch at the Lobster Company. We'll see if we can get back the place there with 12 or 13 people. For the live shows, we'll do lobster roll specials.
A lobster roll parlay.
Yeah, first period gifts, first 5-inning gifts, whatever, and we'll do with lobsters. This sounds like a plan for us. They ain't never gonna get it. They ain't never gonna get it, right? Like, that's the conclusion that I come to. They ain't never gonna get it.
It is a tiny state. On top of all this, there's no revenue to be had. Yeah. It is a tiny state. Maine's population is the 9th smallest in America. There's Portland, there's Bangor, and that's kind of it. Like there's nothing else in Maine but moose and trees.
Do they bet? Did a moose bet?
No, a moose bet. What's that called again? That's a term, right? When you get moose,
you get
a
moose.
moose.
Yeah. It's a
You
comeback,
get run
like
over
a
by a
gun.
moose, right?
Yeah.
So they
What's the plural of moose? Is it
moose,
moose?
moose.
Okay.
No, there's no meese.
I was gonna say I don't know what the word is.
No,
Mooses?
moose. No, just
It's
moose.
just moose. Moose
Yeah.
plural or moose singular?
I believe so. Yes.
I think you're right. I think you're
Yes.
right.
There's no meese. I know there's no meese. There's no such thing as a
no
meese.
No.
So
Mice, but there's no moose.
right,
Meese,
exactly.
mice. Yeah, no.
So Maine's not the only interesting state that we got to talk about today. Texas is now, at least apparently, they're going to have 3 sports betting bills heard by the House State Affairs Committee this week.
Yeah, they're just trying to figure out where to deliver the right envelopes.
Bag. Okay. So 2
in
of
Texas,
the bills are,
in Texas, it's a big bag. Like
Oh.
one you're going to have to pay extra for when you go to the counter at the airport. Yeah.
2 intertwined bills seek to legalize destination resorts for gaming casinos and sports betting, while the third is for online only on this. It
Oh.
would put the bills, and they're proposed to have casinos and sports betting on the ballot come November of this year, where Texas might actually be voting on whether or not they're going to have casinos and sports betting.
In 2023?
Correct.
Wow. I didn't think they were going to put it back on a ballot this year. So
Well, no, it's never been on the ballot. They've
No,
never allowed it. Dan
right.
Patrick has never allowed it to be on the
Right.
ballot.
They were talking about it
Mhm.
last year.
Right.
And then they said, no, we're going to wait. And then I thought
Yep.
that meant wait till the next, like 2024. I
Right.
thought 2023 was out.
No,
Huh.
it's in place.
So it's in discussion to do it.
Yeah, would legalize sports betting and allow for destination resorts and casino gaming in major metropolitan areas of Texas, like Houston and Dallas,
Dear
in an attempt to revitalize the state's horse racing and greyhound industry. The law calls for the creation of the Texas Gaming Commission to oversee legalized gaming. It's going to be quite the bag there. If approved by voters, the bill would allow up for 2 destination resorts and casinos in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, 2 in the Houston Woodlands Sugarland area, and 1 in San Antonio, 1 in Corpus Christi, and then 1 in the McAllen Edinburgh area. In addition to 1 other resort to be determined at a later time. The bill also calls for a portion of casino gaming revenues to be used as horse racing purse money to promote growth and sustainability in the state. You ever hear think that works? Take some of the money, you give it to the horse racing purses? I mean, there's a monster in outside of Houston, because I live there. There's a monster track that has been a legacy horse racing track that does employ a lot of people, that has been slowly dying, and they've been asking the state for years, can we have slots? Can we have slots? Can we have slots? They finally, I think, gave them the ability to have poker, to have the poker loophole there that gets people to go there at least at times. But they've run, like they used to run, I think it was like 12 months out of the year, then it's 8 months out of the year, now it's 4 months out of the year. Just kept on cutting and cutting and cutting. So it's like they need help. So that's interesting to take sports betting and casino revenue and give it to the track.
So, I mean, I saw it in West Virginia first, and then I saw it in Pittsburgh, and I've seen it at parks in Pennsylvania, went over to Philly, saw it. Gamblers gamble. Horse racing people gamble on horses. They progress to the slots. It changes the whole vibe of the place, and it brings more people to it. Does it help the horse racing? Not really, but it brings people to the facility. I think it can help, yes, if they get with the right people and the right bags. Now you just have basically what you're doing is you're creating Vegas without the strip. You just put it at a horse track. I mean, they're doing it in Aqueduct in New York. They're doing it at Yonkers in New York. They put in all these places to gamble. I'm not saying it's better or it's worse, but it definitely it keeps the places together.
Well,
right?
here's also the big hook. Texas, which is the second highest populated state in the country behind California, their proposed gambling tax, which includes sports betting as well as casino operating, is 15%.
1.5?
1.5.
Oh, light that up. That's
right.
That's the number.
Right.
Who ain't coming in there? In Texas? With all that money? I mean,
it changes the entire landscape of the business if this would go down.
We've talked about this.
Yeah.
I don't want to move, but if I have to, I'll come.
No, I'm not going back. Not going back. Not going back.
If they give us a bag, we gotta go. What do you want me to tell you?
No, I don't want to go back.
No?
I don't want to go. I'll go to Dallas. Tell me to go to Dallas. I'll go to Dallas. I ain't going back to Houston. I ain't going back.
I ain't never been to Texas other than driving through that.
I'll do this. I'll go to Corpus Christi. Stick me on the water. I'll go down there. They'll have a casino down there.
Don't they get hurricanes down there?
Sure. Houston does too.
I don't want no hurricanes.
Oh, give me a break. There's 1 or 2 a year. You deal with it. It's not a big deal. I grew up with hurricanes. It's fine. You in the Caribbean, you know hurricanes.
No, see, that's the thing. I'm going to Curacao. That's out of the hurricane area. ABC Islands, Aruba, Bonaire, Curacao, too far south, below all of it. No hurricanes there.
Interesting.
It's a desert. It's like a dry desert island. It's basically Vegas at the ocean. Oh, it's wonderful. It's beautiful.
Wow.
I mean, if you like the desert stuff, it's not plush green.
Interesting.
Yeah.
It's a desert island.
Yeah, a lot of cactus, looks just like this in Arizona. That's how I know the higher powers working for me, because I ended up there and I thought I went to Arizona for spring training. I went to Florida too. And then I ended up in Curacao and I was like, this looks just like Arizona. And went to Aruba, and then I went to the Dominican Republic and it looked a lot different because it's all the green. So I don't know. Texas is going to change everything. Texas, Florida, California's last.
They are.
It ain't happening.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, this is the game changer. I still think Texas before Florida. Some people are telling me it might be Florida before Texas. But if they're talking about 3 bills now,
I think DeSantis fucked up. I think he messed up by going and poking the federal government. I think he made a huge mistake by doing the pact and making them come in and now having to fight back. Texas won't have that same problem. They have a Dan Patrick problem. They got to figure out what to do with the lieutenant governor. If they can either pay him off or get him moved out, then yeah, it'll happen. But he needs, I mean, that's going to have to happen because he's the major blockade for a bill to get passed. Heck, to get brought to the floor is Dan Patrick.
Do we have anybody from Texas in the brigade on the show right now watching? If you're from Texas right now, put your
I don't know.
Put your city in place. I don't really see too many people. Not that anything's wrong with it. We just don't see that many.
They just don't bet. I mean, they don't
show.
Gamble because they can't. They can't
talking
gamble.
About? They gamble a lot.
Well, no, they gamble all the time. I'm saying they don't gamble legally like where they are. They don't have sports betting legal. They bet. I mean, look, trust me, I was there. They bet. Bookies are everywhere. So they college football betting. I learned that in Alabama when I moved to Alabama, and I realized that every single bar had 2 bookies inside of it, just either corner of the bar. And A bookie and B bookie, and just either side of the bar. Which side did you go to? Just pick your guy. Which guy do you like to go to? Because they're both going to sit there all day and take bets. So I learned that quickly. It was like Alabama, Auburn. Who's your bookie? Those are the 2 questions you were asked when you moved to Alabama. So I'm not kidding. Do you have a book? Do you need one? I got 2 guys. Here's numbers here. Texas dude, call this guy. Yeah, you got taken care of. It's amazing. It's incredible. It's like easy. It was like, oh yeah. Come college football season.
Crazy because you don't need to even find them in the yellow pages. Remember the yellow pages back then? They find you.
They find you. Oh yeah, they find you. And if you're in sports, radio, holy mother, did they find me?
God.
Offshores found me like crazy. Those guys were fun. Phone calls. I had 3 offshore sports books sponsoring my show at one point. It was awesome.
It's good that you weren't doing the stuff when I was down there, because we definitely would have hooked up and
it's so funny how that would have been. It was 3 of the big ones. They're all still around. The ones I dealt with, they all actually were still there. They sponsored a radio hit, and then they sponsored segments, and then eventually it turned into like now it is now like your exclusive lines. I was using the lines from an offshore.
Right.
And we had our own promo code that you call up
Of
and
course.
have all that. And it's nothing new. Like we're not doing anything new
So I
right
keep
now.
telling everybody, I'm
Yeah.
having deja vu every day. I see these ads. I see now they're giving away, Parley insurance. If you get 4 out of 5, you get your money back, all this stuff. I'm like, we did
Yeah.
all this stuff 25 years ago.
It's very funny. It's very interesting. So we'll watch this. It'll be fun to see what happens in Texas in the next couple of months. Before we get to the games for Friday in the NCAA tournament, Rick Pitino has a new job. I just want to point this out because one, going to St. John's, I think is a good place for him to land. But at the press conference this morning, Val Ackerman, who is the commissioner of the Big East, was actually there. Now, she's based in New York, but this was the way of like the conference, I think, blessing that was going to happen, that Rick Pitino was going to go. So Rick Pitino now is the new coach of St. John's.
Okay.
Right after that press conference, Iona comes out and says they've hired their new head coach, and it's Tobin Anderson, the guy who became famous for the Fairleigh Dickinson run. He's now replacing Rick Pitino at Iona.
So was he talking to Fairleigh Dickinson, or was he talking to Iona like while he was doing the coaching?
His agent was, yes, guaranteed.
Okay.
That's how it works. I mean, it's why you have representatives, right? Hey, we're going to make a change. Rick's going to go to St. John's. How it went was this, okay? We knew that Ed Cooley was taking the Georgetown job after they let go of Patrick Ewing.
Yeah.
So that was the first domino. When that domino falls, now it's okay. We know that St. John's is going to fire Mike Anderson. They did. So that job's open. Their year's over. Georgetown's job's over. That's now open. Fairleigh Dickinson goes on a run. And as they go on the run, FDU is in the shadows of Iona. They're in the same area, just smaller level. And so they're having conversations about, okay, we're going to lose Rick to St. John's. Hey, do you want to come on over and be a part of this? He'll bring some kids with him from FDU, I'm sure, to go to Iona. I just had to laugh because you Sports Grid guys, I know you're all from Iona. I'm seeing all your tweets. You guys are all complaining. We're going to be fine. We were fine before Rick. We'll be fine after Rick.
Right.
Maybe you will. But Tobin Anderson, I love the guy's personality. Whether he can coach or not at that level, I have no idea. But he has such phenomenal life lessons to teach. And the way that he spoke at the podium after the game was so cool.
Yep.
I love this guy. So personality-wise, I love that he's going to Iona and staying in, major college basketball.
Yeah. It's just, you watch it and you're like, oh, this is great. And then like the second it's over, boom, everybody's leaving. It's just like,
but everyone transfers every year. I mean,
I know none of it means anything anymore. I understand.
A girl in my class yesterday asked me, why are 4 UNLV kids already transferring? Why are they all leaving?
Yeah.
I said, because they always leave. That's what they do now.
Literally it's a job. We're just
come in for a year and you leave.
And if it ain't right, or I want to go, I'm leaving.
Like, or I'm not getting what I want.
Right.
I'm not getting enough.
I don't know if that's the answer, but I don't blame them for doing it. I just a little more of trying to build something.
Sure.
But
be a part of something.
I can't tell someone to do it if they don't want to do it. So good luck.
Yeah, it's a money thing. All right, Alabama's laying 5.5 on Friday to San Diego State.
BVB in Dallas. Somebody's putting together a BVB in Dallas. What are we talking about here?
Oh, all right.
I'm behind you, company you keep. Yeah, but BVB in Dallas. Holy crap!
I like Dallas. It's a fun town.
Call him Cuban if we go to Dallas.
Yeah, I just like Houston. I like Dallas a lot.
Alabama minus 7.5. Are we talking about basketball games today? It's Tuesday.
Yeah, first look. We did it yesterday. We did Thursday yesterday. We're doing Friday today. Just first look. Not holding into anybody in anything. Just first glance.
I mean, how in the hell are you going to take San Diego State yet? What number we got to give San Diego State to you?
8.5.
8.5?
Yeah. Give me another point. I'm looking. I'm interested.
Okay.
In San Diego State. I think their
Great
length.
Job with the graphic. Look at that. It looks fantastic.
Their length is going to be a problem.
Yeah. What about San Diego State's defense?
That's what I mean. San Diego State's defense. That's what their calling card is. Their defense.
Right.
They're physical. They're long. I think they can keep it somewhat close.
Oh, they're long. I thought you were saying Alabama.
No, we know Alabama. No. Bama's really long in only a couple of different spots. Obviously they have 2 post players that are very tall and long. Miller at the 4/3 is a long, difficult matchup. But physicality wise, San Diego State can get in there. They can body up Alabama. This is not going to be a layup. I like Bama to win. I don't think I like them to cover 8.5 points though.
All right.
This is going to be a fight. I lean to the under in this game already.
This Friday, the 24th, I know you're going to be busy, so you won't be watching much basketball, but this will be the money line favorite parlay of the day. Put all 4
100%.
favorites together. Don't worry about the spreads. Like Little Consig Kendall says, spreads. What'd she say? Spreads are suck
Sus?
or something.
Or sus?
I forget what she said.
Suspect? They're sus?
Yeah, I don't care about spreads. I just want a team to win.
Right.
They're going to do this. Alabama win. San Diego State cover? Is that
Possible? Yes.
Because the game goes. This is correlated, right? If the game goes under, San Diego State probably covers.
Yes, I would agree.
They got to score 65 points. It's 137.
They can score 65 points on Bama. Yeah.
They better.
They got to get hot from the outside. They got to hit threes.
Yeah,
Bama's defense is highly underrated. Highly underrated. How well they are defensively.
Right.
They're a good team. They're a good team. Both ends of the court. They're a very good team. Well coached. Tons of talent. I mean,
Here's a handicap for you. JC from KC just came in and said SDSU got some jacked dudes on that squad.
He's right. They're big. They're physical. And Bama's not. I mean, Bama's not a very physical basketball team. So I think SDSU is. I don't think they win the game. If you give me 8.5 points, I want over 7 points.
Okay.
I got 7.5. I want over 8. I'll get greedy at 8.5, but even 8, I'm interested in San Diego State.
Okay.
That's 3 possession game. I think I'm in. Houston against Miami is a game I'm staying far away from because I can't read either one of these teams right now. Like
I want the dog, man.
I'm
leaning
to
the
Miami.
dog.
Me too. I mean, but I was in on Miami during the ACC tournament. They couldn't get it done for me. I was against them in the NCAA tournament, so they get it done just because.
Right.
And now here they are against Houston. I've been against Houston, for a while now. And boy, I need Wong to be amazing in this game for Miami. He's going to have to score 30 points.
I don't know. It's just
very hard to do.
Total's ridiculous. I mean, it's a really good number. Like the numbers are so hard right now. I mean, it's a perfect. If you say 140, your first thought is under. If you say 135, your first thought is over. So what do? You put it right in the middle, 137.5, 138. Number's perfect. I mean, this is 7.5 and 138.5. It's rinse repeat. You guys pick. I don't know.
Right.
We got a ton of people in this chat right now.
What's up?
Houston or Miami, plus or minus the points. 7.5 is the line. Let me just get a consensus. There's only 7.5 left. Let's use 7.
Okay.
Houston, -7. Miami, +7. Who do you got? Put it in the chat right now. If you like
breaking news from our guy, Zach the Hat.
What?
Darvish is not starting.
Oh.
For Team Japan. It is left-handed pitcher Shoto Imagana.
Okay.
Imagana will start today. Darvish is not starting.
Wow.
No Ohtani, no Darvish.
Wow. Okay.
So are they going to go 3-3-3, you think?
I don't know. I mean, they must have decided to start a lefty. That's pretty impressive. With
So
those two right-handers, and they're going with a lefty.
I guess that Team USA right-handed power
Houston,
lineup.
Miami, Houston, Miami, Miami, Houston, Miami, Houston. Look, we got evidence right there. It's perfect. The line's perfect. It's hard. Mikey, awesome. Thank you, sir. He put ODU. Every time we ask for a side, he puts ODU for Old Dominion. God bless him. He stays true. I love that kid.
Phenomenal. It's phenomenal. All right. Next game, Texas and Xavier, 2 seed versus the 3 seed. This is probably the best game on Friday.
Why does it feels like, it's Texas so easy according to everybody.
Money
Texas.
line?
Lay it. I don't know. Lay 4. It's easy. Done. It's simple. I think Xavier's live myself, but again, I'm the book guy. I'm going to tell you every dog is live on Friday, and I'll be one of the only people to say it. Why
Yeah.
can't Xavier win this game?
Well, anyone can win any game, but
No, but I mean, I think they can win this game.
It will come down to whether or not Texas can play within themselves and not turn the basketball over. Xavier can turn over Texas and get easy baskets in transition. Yes, Xavier can win the game. Texas is not unbeatable.
Fast. Oxford is advancing.
No, disagree with that.
Oh, I'm telling you, I like if Oxford goes up, 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 they can win. I mean, Texas can play that way too, but Oxford's not winning a half court game, are they?
So the average possession length for Texas for Xavier's offense is fast.
Yeah.
40-second fastest.
Let's go.
Defense for Texas is 220th. Texas's offense is 60th for average length of possession.
Okay.
Xavier is 52nd defensively. So Xavier's defense doesn't really make you work. Texas's defense does. So that's going to be interesting to watch.
Right.
How that plays out and which style of play will be the fastest. I mean, in terms of adjusted tempo, Texas isn't that fast. They're 100th in the country at tempo overall because their defense makes you work. Their offense is faster. Xavier is 33rd. So to your point, Xavier wants to move up and down on both sides. Texas does on offense, not on defense.
I don't want them big guys. I mean, I watched the whole game. Like, was it Diasu?
Diasu and Bishop, yep.
They owned the paint.
Mm-hmm.
Like there was no answer. I don't want if
Xavier's got big boys though.
They do, but I don't
big boys.
I want them out running like
they're guard heavy. That's true. I mean, Xavier. I mean, I won't bet this
I don't
game.
understand why I thought the line would be higher. Like
no, Xavier's on the Big East. I mean, there's 3 Big East teams left in this thing. I mean, a lot of respect for the Big East. I mean, Xavier won made the Big East tournament final. So, I mean, this is going to be a fascinating game. I have Texas in the Final Four, so I'll pick Texas to win the game. But betting it is woo boy.
JJ's in the chat. Our resident valet guy from downtown. He just said I must be a camel because I'm constantly drinking the water. I'm trying to keep up and talk. Do you believe he had a 5-team parlay and he had Gonzaga -4 as his last leg? If 4 winners were in, he was going to make a nice little score Sunday night. And I stopped down there to see the people, and then I left, and he goes, look, I got 1 leg left. And I was like, oh no. I mean, it was bad. I felt
got a hedge on that shit. Finally, Creighton laying 10 to Princeton.
How do you feel, Creighton guy?
Hate it.
Too high?
Too high. Too high.
How the hell is Princeton going to score with this team?
Well, look,
Creighton better miss shots.
There's a good version and a bad version of Creighton. There's a good look. This is what I want. Okay, because I have a plus 2,500 and a plus 3,000 ticket on the Creighton Blue Jays to win it all. 30-1, 25-1.
Uh-huh. You just need one more game. Look, he's frozen with his hands up. Got me. Look at him. Snap your fingers. Oh, you're way behind.
Good? Way behind.
Yeah, you ain't got nothing right now. Oh, there you go. You're back. Okay.
I'm back now. I will start betting against Creighton next round.
Right.
If it's Alabama, I'll probably bet a pretty good chunk.
Right.
Against them. This is the game that I need. I just want to watch this game. Just need a win. And then I can start to hedge.
Ironically, you will not be able to watch 1 second of this game.
Which is good, though, for me.
Better.
No, I will be watching this.
You will not watch the game.
I promise you I will. I will have this game on.
You're going to see Taylor Swift. You're
at
not
8 o'clock.
looking at your phone.
I'll be at dinner at 6 o'clock when the game tips off. I'll be at dinner.
Be at dinner with your daughter. Watch the game later.
She knows we're watching Creighton together. It'll be great. We're going to her favorite restaurant on the Strip. It's a whole thing. It's
this Taylor Swift.
Yeah, Taylor starts at 8:00, and I won't be watching basketball on Friday night. Do you know how crazy it's going to be down there? I mean, thank goodness the games are Thursday and not Friday.
Very true.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that would have been bad for you.
Oh, it would have been horrible. But we got Thursday night, 2 games, T-Mobile Arena. Friday night, Taylor Swift. But Saturday, Taylor's second show is the same night as the regional final. The second show is the regional final night.
Really?
Yeah. She plays Friday and Saturday. She played 2 shows.
Wow, they're gonna have to turn that building over. Oh,
when you're older, stay away from that entire.
No, they're gonna have inside. Have you ever seen them take like
no. T-Mobile Arena and Allegiant Stadium.
Oh! I thought
Taylor's got.
Okay,
she has 3 times the people going to T-Mobile Arena. She has 75,000 people going to this concert. This is going to be the most insane. You have 75,000 people going to T-Mobile Arena. Or sorry, going to Allegiant Stadium. You have 25,000 people going to the basketball game at T-Mobile. Same time. Parking. Good luck on Saturday night.
And I was actually thinking about somebody asked me if I would go to the game with them on Saturday. I ain't going nowhere on Saturday.
Well, if you did I don't know. Do the buses run, or is it that just with Golden Knight games only?
Just with Golden Knights games.
Because the bus is the way to do it, but
I ain't driving down there. I'll tell you that right now. That's nothing but stress and aggravation.
Chaos this weekend. It's going to be a really fun weekend. I just need the Jays to win. I'm not betting this game. I'm just going to hope, cross my fingers, they win this game, and then in the next game over the weekend, I can start on Sunday. I can really start to get after them and bet on Bama on the other side. So, okay, to hockey.
Yep.
The Minnesota Wild have all of a sudden flipped to an over team.
Yes, they have.
So why are the pros betting on the under tonight? They're 4-1 to the over on the road over the last 5. Total went from 6 last night, which is what I bet, to 5.5 tonight. I love this at 5.5 to go over.
Well, they're the only ones at 5.5. It's 6 everywhere.
Still? Okay, so it came back up.
6 under. It never moved off of 6. They're the only ones.
Circa went to 5.5. I saw it this morning.
No, 6. Opener, Circa 6.
Yeah, that's where I bet it.
Yeah, 6. It was 6 opener this morning and last night.
Okay, so it stayed there. Okay, because 5.5 at FanDuel is a must play.
It's the only one.
Okay, it's a must play. If you have FanDuel access, I mean, this game's gonna have 6 goals in my mind. I may push, but the Wild are playing just unlike anything I've seen. In New Jersey is 6-3-1 to the over at home over the last 10 games.
They're not always right either.
No, but
we talk about that all the time.
It's Vanacek. It's Vanacek against Fleury at the moment. Let me make sure to see who's been confirmed. Fleury hasn't been great. If it's Gustafsson, I'll feel worse about it. But it is Gustafsson. Dang it. Okay, it's Vanacek against Gustafsson, so I don't like it nearly as much. But the Wild, even with Gustafsson, they've been playing crazy games. 8-5 tight hockey games. You're like, wait a minute, who is this? Where did this come from? Because they're trying to score. I think what they're doing is they're trying to realize it in the Western Conference to keep up with Edmonton and Vegas and whatnot. They're going to have to score. So they can't win 2-1 hockey games in the playoffs.
Well, Edmonton, Colorado,
Vegas. Right.
Vegas.
Yeah.
I mean, the Kings I think that's are even scoring a lot. If you're going to end up with them and you got to, it's way different.
Yep.
Way different. So
I think that's
there you go.
Yeah. So I think that's why they're opening up, and so they're having more games. So there's that.
We've got is this our first French guy? Jean-Pierre Draskins.
Ooh,
Draskinis. That's Wild 6 straight overs. 6 straight overs. Yeah.
Okay. They're an over team. It's nuts. Home or road. They're an over team for whatever reason.
Right.
So the game of the night, Rangers Hurricanes. Who do you like?
Good game.
Who do you like? Rangers slight home favorites.
Rangers getting right now.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
figuring it out post-trade deadline.
Yeah, the line combinations are working. They're scoring goals all over the place. I mean, they beat the Penguins a couple times. Penguins really are just reeling right now. I don't know what's going on with them. I like the Rangers. You?
I'll take the home team. Yeah. I mean, I'm not as high on the Hurricanes as everybody else is. I like them, but I still think they have some holes and some deficiencies. So I like the Rangers tonight as well. I'll take it with the hotter team in the Rangers. And finally, for hockey, Vegas at Vancouver. Last game of the night, late night hockey on the East Coast. I like goals tonight. How about you?
Goals, yes. I like Vancouver.
Oh, at home.
I think they're live. Yeah, they've been playing so much better in the last 2 weeks. I think
kind of out of
7
nowhere too.
7-2 or something in their last 9. I
Yeah,
don't know what it is.
but why?
It's been pretty good.
They're out of it. Like, why? I can't figure out, like, why are they hot? You're right, they're hot, but why? I don't know why they're hot.
Came in and said the Rangers are overrated. Auntie came in and said the Canes. And listen, guys, there's a lot of, I mean, that's a pick 'em game. For anyone watching the show right now that has a hockey opinion, put NYR or CAR.
Yeah, talking
Carolina
about
or the Rangers.
41 wins. Rangers are 41, 19, and 10 for 92 points. Hurricanes are 45, 15, and 8 for 98 points. They're very similar hockey
right
teams.
There. I mean, it's close.
One has a plus 52 goal differential. One's a plus 48 goal differential. 6-4 to 7-2-1. Like, they're very similar teams right now.
It's a first one in Carolina.
Coin flip game.
This one, goals.
Vancouver has won 2 games in a row. They're 8-2 over their last 10 hockey games.
There you go.
67 points. They are officially out of the Bedard sweepstakes.
Oh, they played themselves out of it. Yeah.
And I can't figure out why, but they have, because the Sharks have been. So this is the key thing to look at. There are 4 teams in the NHL who have now been officially eliminated from the postseason. Columbus, Chicago, Anaheim, San Jose.
There you go. One of those 4 teams is ending with the worst record.
Columbus will.
Oh.
Bedard's going to wind up in Columbus. They have 49 points. They are a solid puck line bet against the rest of the season.
Wow.
They have a negative 85 goal differential. They are 2-6-2 over their last 10 games. And they have a 4-point lead on the Sharks for the first pick in the draft. To draft the Bedard kid, who, by the way, just finished up. He has 2 games left. He is, let me say this right. There's a metric that they've used on college hockey player or on prospects in Canada as juniors. And he's in the company of McDavid and Sidney Crosby. So, pretty good company to be around if you're looking for who's going to get picked the first pick in the draft, who should get picked the first pick in the draft. This Bedard kid he's something else, and he could be in Columbus, Ohio.
Well, don't they do a lottery for the NHL too?
They do
a lottery. Yeah,
that was the last pick in the draft. I thought the team had the worst record got the pick.
I thought they used a lottery.
I don't know. Let me know, chat. I actually don't know the answer to that. I thought the worst team got the best record.
I thought they did a lottery.
Oh, so how many? So how did they decide who was?
Yeah, but they had to stop that. They did it in the NBA. I think they do it in the NHL.
So you say that they're going to fix it?
Well,
keep him out of Columbus.
I don't know. Could end up in Canada.
He should be in Canada.
Why?
Because it's a bigger deal. It's a Canadian guy. He would be better from a business perspective. It's better for Bedard to be in Canada or in a major market in the United States, but there really isn't one. I mean, okay.
Talking about, he goes to Chicago, transforms that whole place. Like, what are you talking about?
San Jose and Anaheim or Columbus, please.
Anaheim was good for a while.
Oh, no.
Hockey in Anaheim.
No, cut it out. Cut it out. No. Chicago, I'll give you. Yes. Him in Chicago with the original 6 team and the Blackhawks. Yes. I'm in on that. Anywhere else of the 4 teams that are crappy in the United States, put them north. Put them in Montreal.
Wow. 2 guys in a parlay just came in and said, I'm from Regina. Or Regina.
Virginia?
No, Regina, Saskatchewan. Bedard is phenomenal, don't get me wrong, but he is not McDavid good. Better
Ooh.
comparison would be Matthews. Fair?
No, is he Crosby good?
No.
He's not Crosby
Crosby's
good.
one of the top 10 players of all time.
Okay, but the numbers for this kid are Sidney Crosby. Yes.
Yeah, I mean, we'll wait and see. I mean, I don't know. You gotta be able to, withstand injury and avoid injury and all that other stuff to get to that level. McDavid wouldn't be in Edmonton if the NHL didn't fix the lottery. Now we've started that whole discussion.
Well, there we go. I don't hate that take. I don't hate that take.
Linus, what are you doing?
Why can't they do it again? Fix it again.
Oh, here we go.
Do the same thing. Fix it again.
Jim Montgomery, they're not going to send him to Philadelphia. Nothing can fix the fucking Flyers. Forget about it.
Bedard's got 2 games left for his Western Hockey League career. The best 17-year-old CHL point leader per game since 2000.
Right.
Connor McDavid, 2.5 points per game.
Yes.
Sidney Crosby, 2.7 points per game.
Yes.
And Bedard at 2.6.
Yeah. He's got points. There's no doubt about it.
So he's in very elite company right now for that. You like Vancouver tonight?
I think Vancouver's very live. Yeah. Over's good too.
I like the over. I like Vegas.
Over's good too.
Vegas has been great on the road.
Yeah. Was this your prop now? We got to
just to laugh at it. So because prop betting is so bad and so crazy. Julius Randle goes for 57 points last night for the Knicks, and they lose.
Don't remind me. I fucking had him on a money line, -140.
They lose to the Timberwolves. Nearly 300 points got scored in this game, and Quentin Grimes had 3. Like, how's that possible? He played 21 minutes. He took 1 shot. He hit it. It was a 3.
Yeah.
I was laughing the whole time.
Prop betting. I mean,
I thought it was funny. I was laughing my ass off.
Average numbers and
this was funny. I was laughing. Like, I was like, this is just a funny play. Yeah. I was like, okay, yeah, we'll take that. Yeah. So, oh wait, I forgot about the Bruins. Bruins on the puck line tonight. You like it? Against Ottawa? Because the Bruins have lost 2 times to Ottawa. The only team to beat the Bruins twice in 1 year so far this year.
Why would you play this?
Why wouldn't I? Or why would you?
Oh, why would you? This is danger.
It is. It is. Bruins are 1914 ATS at home plus 7.75 units to bet the puck line for the Bruins.
But how many times have we played Ottawa?
3.
And how many times have the Bruins lost the game?
2.
And you want to lay a puck and a half. So
aren't they?
And lay the puck and a half right here.
Aren't they due to even it up to win tonight?
I don't want to lay a puck and a half. It's a 1-goal game. Good luck. You want to bet it or book it? I'm booking it.
All right. I'd bet puck line. Or you can do the B's and C's parlay, baby, which I have done tonight. That is live. You like the Kings? It looked like crap last night.
Kaka.
Kings at home.
Yep.
As 5-point dogs to the Boston Celtics tonight.
It's a trick, sir.
It's a trick?
Oh, yeah.
Money line is easier. Avoid the
money line is much better. You should definitely not lay the points here. You should play the money line.
But pair it with the Bruins.
Do the Celtics. What?
Pair it with the Bruins.
The B's and C's parlay.
Plus 105, baby. Let's go.
Live in my head forever.
Never
stops.
This is the hat that I got, by the way, at the
Uniform.
The Uniform.
Uniform Sports.
Yeah. $25. Nobody liked it. I loved it.
I think it's nice. It has patches on the back.
Oh yeah, every championship's got the world championship.
Oh shit! Gotta say that's kind of nice. Your hat game is ramping up, sir.
Little 17, little that. All the
that is you got to wear that when we go out to the one of the books. And somebody will comment on it.
All the championship. All the championships.
What is that? All the years that they won it
every year.
Oh, that is some bullshit.
Every championship that they won, right there.
Man, they're running out of space on that damn hat.
For 17 of them. So I was like, hell yeah, give me that hat. That thing's sweet. I was like, I want that hat. So you like Kings plus 5, but Celtics money line?
Yeah. This will come down to the end. This will be a banger. This is must-watch TV after the baseball game.
Yes. It goes baseball into this game. 100%. I agree. Good
baseball game wasn't tonight and it wasn't so we have so much going on this week.
Mm.
I saw this last week on the schedule. Remember I asked you about Sacramento?
Right?
Have you ever been?
Yep.
I was gonna hit you with a surprise and say, "Let's go. We got tickets. We're gonna fly. We're gonna do the show, go to the airport,
Oh,
fly up, go to the Celtics
I would
game,
have
and
gone.
fly back the next day."
I would have
Like,
gone. 2
that's why
seconds.
I asked you,
And I
like,
actually would
about
have gone to hope
Sacramento.
to see the Boston Celtics lose just to see the beam.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I
wanna see
looked
the
ahead
beam.
and I was like, "God, this can't be." If this was next week,
Yeah.
we were going. I
Oh,
was gonna hit you the weekend before. That's why I asked you. You got Maddie.
right.
Like, we're gonna
Oh,
figure this out.
I would have gone.
Day
Bummer.
trip, do the show, get in a plane, 2
Because you could fly
o'clock.
back the morning of and do the show. We could have been back here on the ground by 9 a.m.
That was the plan.
Yeah, easy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Up and back. No sweat. Bummer. I would have gone.
Don't let them get in the finals.
Oh, please. Let's do that. I'd be all in. Let's go.
Man.
Go stay with my brother in Oakland. It's an hour drive over to Sacramento. Clippers laying 7 to OKC.
Too many.
Way too many.
Too many.
Agreed.
And just, simple. Line should be what? 5? Again, when we get to the 7, I'm very interested in the dog. This is maybe
Yeah.
the sucker line of the day. Maybe OKC. I don't know who's playing.
Right.
SGA's in. I'm in.
Right.
SGA's out. This might be okay, but too many points.
Time for Better to Book It.
Do it.
We're going back to the parlay I hit yesterday. Gift parlay plus 150. Cha-ching came in. I couldn't believe there were 4 goals scored in the first period yesterday for Edmonton, and 2 of them got waved off. I was petrified that I was going to lose that goal in the first 10 minutes. Goal got scored in the first 90 seconds of that game, got waved off. Had to sit there and sweat it, and then because Colorado scored in the first 2 minutes. So that's now 14 in a row for Colorado, by the way, for a goal in the first 10 minutes. Keep track of that when they play. Right. This, Montreal and Tampa. Tampa is 12-2 over the last 14 games to a goal in the first 10 minutes. Montreal is 9-2 to a goal in the first 10 minutes.
Okay, I like that.
St. Louis is 9-1 to a goal in the first 10 minutes over the last 10. And Detroit is 6-4.
This looks pretty good again.
It's a plus 157 parlay.
I think we have a shot. I think we have. This is a bet it. I think again. Yeah.
Hit it yesterday. See if we can hit it again. From there, we're going to the over 6.5 for Tampa and Montreal. So it is the Montembeault dude in net for Montreal. Or however you say his name.
I thought you were trying to say Bleu, Blanc, and Rouge.
No, the Montembeault. The goaltender for the Montreal.
It's like the
Canadiens.
only thing you're not is French.
Right? I'm awful at French. I am French. What do you mean? I'm French Canadian. Perrault is my last name, dude. I'm a quarter French.
Well, that's part of it too.
I'm French Canadian. I'm from Quebec.
Dear Lord.
I'm from Quebec. I'm 25%. My father was 50% French Canadian.
Okay.
He was half. Everything else, that's where all my mom is Italian, but my dad is a million things.
Okay.
And that's
perfect.
My grandmother was she used to call my grandfather Froggy because he was French. And she used to, and I never knew this until it's really kind of funny. I didn't know this until he died. And when we were cleaning their house out, there were frogs fucking everywhere. Glass frogs, ceramic frogs, wood frogs. And I finally, after all this time in my life, I'm in like my late 20s and look at my aunt and I'm like, what is the deal with the frogs? And she's like, that was your grandmother's pet name for your grandfather. She called him Froggy because he was French. And I felt like an asshole. I was like, oh. I was like, that's really cute. It's like, now I understand it. My whole life I was wondering why there are frogs all over this house. And now I know why there's frogs over. I just thought it was weird. I just thought my grandparents were weird. I was like, why are there frogs all over the house? Over 6.5. Better to book it. Montreal, the numbers are 8-2 over the last 10 to the over for Montreal, 6-4. Vasilevsky, by the way, in the month of March, 8 games so far in March, 28 goals have been given up over the last 8 games by Vasilevsky.
Yeah.
What is up with that
guy?
I
bet this too. This game's going. I mean, the last couple games for Montreal not only went over, they flew over.
Yeah. Yeah, they're not
surprised this isn't 7.
Right. I agree. Yep.
So,
and it was minus 110 last night. It was cheap. Wasn't expensive to take it. And then over 6 -110, Minnesota and New Jersey. It is Gustafson, which doesn't make me.
I think
love it,
this
but
one. I think we'll book this one,
okay.
and I
It's
don't know
possible.
why. This line. This is
Wild.
this
Is
is
it 4-1 to the
strange.
over, 6 in a row for them? 1.5 over 1.5 goals in the first period over the last 4 games. Jersey 6-3-1 to the over the last 10. And I mean, you like over?
I think. Well, no, the game I like under first period over.
Probably, yeah. I mean, they've just been a
When they
machine.
score an early goal in this game, which they probably will go in the first 10 minutes,
Uh-huh.
you can bet under 7, right? Let this thing go up in game it under.
But I need it to go higher. I need it to be 7.5 or 8. Then I'll bet
Okay.
under. If I get 8, I'll bet it because I want to win. I want to give myself a middle. I have 6. So either
Our man
6 or
Lou
7.
Rainmaker 512 is coming in. He's putting in the chat, bet it or book it.
Okay.
Each time you give a bet.
I like
We
it.
should actually have the chat do that while they're watching the
Yeah.
show live.
I like it.
See, when we put it up, I say bet it or book it, but you guys in the chat can fire bet it or book it as
Okay.
well. That's pretty interesting. I like that. Good.
Oregon,
idea, Lou.
Oregon, Oklahoma State, 2-leg money line parlay in the NIT.
Where'd you come up with this bullshit?
Why? They're both at home in the NIT.
I know.
Bullshit? Why is it bullshit?
Is it this easy?
Oh,
Like,
I don't know.
who's looking at college basketball today, sir?
Me?
I know.
Why can I book?
like
I bet it.
Oh,
you like this?
can. It's just like
I
this
want to
would
go
be
to
one
the
of
Final
those
Four
ones,
here.
but like I'm worried about Oregon in this. I'm booking this one.
You're worried about Wisconsin beating or no? Dana Altman's not.
Absolutely.
They're not losing to Wisconsin at home.
No,
No, Oregon's not losing to Wisconsin at home. I
Really?
can't see it. I'm more worried about Oklahoma State
wow.
personally.
Okay.
North Texas is better than people think. They're 9-3 on the road. Wisconsin's 5-6 on the road, and Oregon's 15-5 at home. They're minus 230 favorites on the money line.
Oregon is minus 2.5 points.
Right. Isn't it 230? Or it's down that far. That was minus 230 last night. Oregon was a bigger favorite than last night. Oregon was a bigger favorite than Okie State was.
Not now.
Oh,
It's 2.5.
wow.
Yeah. Somebody
Oregon.
either ain't playing or what. I don't know.
Steam. Throw it away.
Steam, throw it away. Okay.
CLV can.
All right. And
Girl, get your closing
2
line
places
value.
just moved. They took North Texas to 3, Okie State to 3.5 right now. Guys, if you're watching the show down there in them joints, thank you for watching the show. We spoke to a couple people this morning from one of them places. Just, sponsor the show. Reach out. We're here. Let's go.
North
Thank you
Texas.
for watching.
I'm more worried about North Texas, but I like it. Betting on booking it. Oklahoma State, Oregon.
I'm booking it.
Okay. Who wins? You like Wisconsin?
I'm thinking there's something up with that Wisconsin game, but your other one, you should be worried too.
I'm way more worried about North Texas personally, but
will you watch 1 second of either one of these games?
Ooh,
everything going on.
It really depends on what the baseball game's doing. Baseball game is bad.
Baseball
probably.
Game blowout. We'll go to the basketball. Fair.
I'll go to the basketball. The game stinks. I'll go somewhere else. But when the baseball's at
There's
4
so
o'clock,
much hockey on, and I got to tell you, the hockey's been so much fun to watch.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
but I mean, you got to realize the cool thing about YouTube TV now is they have a multiple game function, so I can put 4.
This might push me to actually do it.
So I have 4. I have 4 games. I put 4 games on YouTube TV. I use my laptop and I use my phone, so I can have 6 games on at once now at my house. So it's pretty fun. It's a whole cool little setup. So it's been nice. It's sports bar. I got my wings last time. I had my drinks. I had my 6 games. I have a little sports bar. It was pretty fun. I was enjoying it. I have not bet this, but I don't know what to do with this. If I bet under 10.5 for the World Baseball Classic, betting it or booking it.
I don't want nothing to do with this tonight.
Do you bet Team USA just because, or can you bet Team Japan? Because the other thing is I like Japan to win the game. But I feel like I'm being anti-American because everybody's going to vote for Team USA.
They won't care. They won't know.
Who won't care?
Okay.
They'll know. I'm
the
telling
US
people.
won't know.
I'm telling everyone. They won't know.
I know, but they don't care either. It's okay. You're not being unpatriotic.
I'm not?
No.
They
They don't care.
Who doesn't care? People care. Yes, they
The
do.
US doesn't care.
Wrong.
The US players don't care that you're betting against them. They
No way. Slam ball's coming to Vegas.
I saw this.
No way. I just saw this. Holy shit, really?
Yeah, somebody texted me this morning and said,
Oh,
how do you make lines for this? I said, get the hell out of my please
let's
leave me alone. I got
go.
a show to do.
After
They're like,
20
hey, have you seen
years,
this? I said,
Slam Ball is officially returned in July with a 6-week regular season and a 1-week playoff in Vegas. Let's go. That's if I can get American Gladiators back, give me Slam Ball. Oh, I love that game.
I can't believe I'm having this conversation.
Let's
God.
go.
It's so ridiculous.
How do you put lines up for Slam Ball?
Don't ask. I don't want to. I don't even I seriously, I thought he was joking. I'm
It's
like,
in
don't
Vegas.
ask me
You
that
have
question.
to.
There's the damn answer he said. Because
You
they're
have
going to
to.
be here. Someone's going to ask us to do it.
Yeah.
I said, oh, it's fun to watch. I ain't making lines on it. Oh, come on.
That's phenomenal. That's absolutely phenomenal. Welcome back, Slam Ball, here in Vegas. I'm going. Championship. You know how fun the kids will love to watch that? Our kids will love that. Oh, they jump like 10 feet and they get their feet like as high as the backboard, high as the top of the backboard. It's phenomenal.
I'm well aware, Matthew. We're not making lines on it.
Let's go. So I may bet Japan. I don't know. I'll figure that out later. Do we have to say goodbye to Sports Grid, or can you do your favorite thing about today during Sports Grid?
I don't know. We could do it fast. 2 minutes.
2 minutes? Okay, good. Favorite thing about today is what?
The baseball game. I'm very much looking forward. Did I just take yours? I'm sorry.
Be quick. Yeah, it's good. It's quick.
Okay. Yeah, no, it's the baseball game. I mean,
Yeah.
it's the fact that it hopefully is the last rain we get in March, at least for a little while outside. Okay. But my wife goes, what if it gets rained out when she left today? I said, the game's not getting rained out. It's in Miami. She's like,
Right.
oh,
yeah.
oh,
right.
okay.
I was like, wait, yeah. I was like, there's a
it's not
dome
getting
too.
rained out.
There's a
The
dome
game,
too.
the baseball game today is my favorite thing about today so far. We got a lot of other things that will come about. Thank you to those of you who reached out about the concern about the hats and about the sponsorship. We're working on it. If you know any sponsors, send them to Matt, send them to me. We'll talk about it. Thanks.
Did you call me earlier today? Did you know you called me earlier today?
I woke you up.
I know, but 2 hours ago, I have a missed call from you. I just realized that from 2 hours ago. I didn't realize you called me 2 hours ago. You must have butt dialed me. We're on the air, weren't we? 2 hours ago.
I did not call you 2 hours ago.
I think you did. My phone said you did. Anyways, for me, guess what we get? Shohei Ohtani versus Mike Trout in a meaningful baseball game.
Damn right we do.
Finally, after all this time, these two guys get to play in a game that matters, and it's against each other. How about that one? Give me Ohtani on the mound, 2-2 baseball game.
Oh, God.
Mike Trout up.
Oh, God.
Ohtani in to close the game. Runner on second. Let's go. I want a moment like that tonight. I don't want a 7-4 baseball game. I don't want something wonky and crazy. I want a good game.
6-5 final.
That sucks. I don't want that.
What's wrong with 6-5?
Nah, it's too high. Give me. I'll sign up for 4-2, 4-3. I don't need 11 runs. I want it tight. I want it fun. I want it pressure packed. I want no margin of victory. I want no margin of error.
Songs and singing in the crowd.
That'll happen.
Song singing at the Colorado game last night was. I watched it 10 times. I was like, this is awesome. Give me more of that. Give me more of that tonight. Give me a good baseball game. Please. Not a blowout.
Yeah, I would agree. No 14-2 stuff, please. Enjoy it. Sports Grid, thank you. YouTube, Twitter, thank you. We are back tomorrow. Farra, Sharapan, Perrault, BVB on a Wednesday.